Let me give you an example. This is all documented. Christine moved to Delaware from Washington and New Jersey in 2003. She had never had anything to do with Delaware before that. She was hired by the Intercollegiate Studies Institute, which is the oldest, most prestigious conservative student organization in America. It was founded by William F. Buckley in 1953. It has had enormous influence over the years on college campuses. They set up 200 conservative student newspapers, which were the pre-blogs of your era. It is run by Ken Cribb, who is Ronald Reagan's domestic policy advisor. Many of you probably know Ken Cribb or have heard of him, a man of an unimpeachable integrity. She was hired as a public relations consultant. She clearly became dissatisfied. Maybe there was some male chauvinism involved. I'm not saying it's impossible. You know, boys will be boys, and don't deny that that can't happen. But the bottom line is she became dissatisfied, and her response was, A, not to seek other employment. It was not to have a showdown with the management. She took a train down to Washington, and she met with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and accused ISI of gender discrimination. Now, gender discrimination does exist in this country. There are women every day who are given less than their due. But the response of a conservative, a properly thinking conservative, is not to go first to the federal government and still try to keep your job. She was basically blackmailing ISI. Don't fire me because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to file an EEOC complaint. That is not the job. That is not a responsible thing for a principled conservative to do. So they did fire her. They fired her for cause. I'm not saying it was true, I don't know, but they fired her for cause, and they also fired her for going to complain to the EEOC. Christine then launched a $7 million lawsuit against ISI. This is all documented. She alleged gender discrimination. There are all kinds of lurid details in there, which I frankly do not believe. I just don't believe the details in that complaint. She pursued the lawsuit for 5 years. Cost ISI, which takes lots of money from little widows and orphans around the country to further conservative causes. She took lots of money. They take in money. She cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. At least $200,000 in legal fees. In January 2008, as she was preparing to run for the Biden Senate seat, she suddenly dropped the case. When she was finally tracked down and asked why she dropped the case, she said, I couldn't afford the legal bills. Well, excuse me. Delaware is a corporate community. It's a corporate registration place. There are more contingency fee lawyers in Delaware than anywhere else in the country per capita. You can't walk down Martin Luther King Boulevard in Wilmington without bumping into a contingency fee lawyer in the street. If you can't find a contingency fee lawyer to take your case for free in a gender discrimination case against a conservative organization, and have them pay the freight. If you can't do that, one of two things has happened. Either you're completely blind and can't find a contingency fee lawyer, or the contingency fee lawyer you did have finally concluded, you don't have a case. I'm out of here. And lawyers do that sometimes. When a case is that bad, or the discovery process reveals things that are not complementary to your client, they can convince you to drop the case because it's not going anywhere. She dropped the case. She has never said if the case was, she has never repudiated anything she made in that complaint. She has only said if the case was accurate, the case was merited, but I didn't have the money to pursue that. That is either disingenuous or a bunch of hooey or unprincipled, or not the actions of a conservative. She has never properly explained that. She never will properly explain that. I know Ken Cribb. I know Christine O'Donnell. I trust Ken Cribb more than Christine O'Donnell. This is all documented. This has nothing to do with her taxes. This has nothing to do with her foreclosure. This has nothing to do with her converting money from the campaign to her personal use. Those are not major sins in my case. The issue of character is important. You know, we do have a responsibility to care about people's character. We do. What she did to ISI, the money she cost them, the false charges that I believe she made against them, the years that she pursued that case are deeply disturbing as an indication of her personal character. and she has never defended herself adequately. She refuses to answer questions about it. She has refused to answer my questions about it. She has lied to me to my face about it. She has lied to me to my face about it. I like Christine. I will have dinner with her. I will never trust her. Ever. Ever.
So then